What's going on YouTube? This is your boy Black Blooded Jihad coming to you with another video on this game Black Deck. Now we are on the finally the last faction, Wasteland faction. Let's go. And like I said before, we're going to, in all the other faction videos, we're going to start off with the heroes first, and then we're going to continue on with the rest of the faction as far as key points that I would like to point out. And you can always go back and look at the factions on your own and see what cards are there and the cards that you don't have from those factions. Okay, so without further ado, let's get right into this. Starting off with the heroes. There's only three, 2 legendaries and 1 rare. So the rare hero, we're going to start off with him, is Drorin Smoke Thumper. And his aura ability is Aura Strength, buffs all ranged allies by 12% of this card's max strength. He is the opposite of Arthur Hightower, I believe that's his name. Alright, and then he has another ability, Inspired Range, buffs another random ranged ally by 10% of this card's max strength the first 3 times it attacks. Can be booked up to no limit and a 20% buff, which is not bad. Again, he's just the opposite of Arthur from the City faction. All right. Now we have Dobby, Street Rat, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about him later in the video for a couple different cards. So his aura ability is buffs all other Wasteland allies by 25% of this card's max strength, which is really pretty strong. It has another buff, buffs all rat allies by 30% of this card's max strength. Then it has a rat swarm ability. This can be booked up to 50%, by the way. And there's 4 books for that. And this is another 4 book skill and a 5 book skill. So you need 4 is 8 plus 1, excuse me, plus 2, 13. Okay, need 13 books for this card. But rat swarms summons a rat with 35% max strength every 2 turns up to 2 times. Can be every turn up to 5 times with 75% strength. All right, which is pretty good. It means it's going to be harder for you to die. All right, and then King of Vermin buffs itself by 10% of this card's max strength for each rat ally. It can be booked up to 20%. Okay, he's a buffer all the way around, which is not bad. And last one is Kalatoris. Right, his aura ability buffs all other Wasteland allies by 25% of this card's max strength, just like the other legendary. Has a shield for him for all other Golem, Gargoyle, and Machine allies. So there's 2 different ways with this faction you can go with building a deck centered in this faction. You can go Golem or you can go Rat. Let's put that out there now. Reconstruct buffs all other Golem, Gargoyle, or Machine allies by 30% of this card's max strength. Can be booked up to 65%. And the last ability is just shocks and can last up to 4 turns with books. And then resist lightning. So that's when he attacks it shocks other cards. So that's all of the heroes. Now for key points that I wanted to mention. So remember I said Dobby Street Rat I'm going to talk about. Since his ability summons rats and now has another ability to bring rat allies onto the board with his own ability. There's 2 other cards, or 1 main card and then a group of rats. So this is Rat King, right? So he's going to fit the bill with Dobby. He summons a rat with 35% max strength every 2 turns up to 2 times and can be booked up to every turn at 75%, just like Dobby, right? Buffs itself by 10% of the card's max strength for each rat ally, just like Dobby, up to 20% value with books, and it has protection ability for all rat allies. So you have both these legendaries on board. You have a very, very, very strong foundation there. Okay, and his base is 3,666. So you can really push it when it comes to even Adobe. You can really push their strength level when you max them out. Rank 6 ascensions, and all they have your banner. You have your you got your banner on there. You have your ring and neck and all that other stuff on there. You can really push it as far as strength goings go. Okay. Then the group of cards I was talking about is right here. The uncommons and commons for this faction are nothing but rats. So that's why I said you can go and build a deck of rats. You can build a deck of golems. Like, this is a rare stone golem here. This goes very well with this legendary hero here. Right? And all the epics are golems, which is crazy. Right? But see, his max base is 2655. And you look at the rats. This is a very OP. This can be very OP. Not going to even lie to you. Like, these rats are strong. Very strong. Right? Then you have all these golems. All these golems outside of this one has an elemental ability. Right? This is the Iron Golem. It has buffs itself, just like every other golem. It has a resist to all elements, and it buffs other golems. So, like I said, you can go both ways with golems or rats. It's up to you if you want to build a deck centered in this faction. Then you also have Alchemist in this deck faction as well. I love Alchemist. Just look at his abilities. Has a poisons causing 193 damage each turn, and that, which is 15% of this card's max strength when it fights, and it can be booked up to 45% damage the last 3 turns. All right. Shield of Thorns deals 40% of this card's max current strength damage to a random enemy when it receives damage, and it can be booked up to 70%. All right. And then lastly, it has poisons 2 random enemies for 2 turns, causing 580 damage each turn. 45% of this card's max strength when it dies. It can be booked up to 75% last 3 turns with 5 targets, which is astronomical. All right. I put this card in a taunting set, so that way you have to attack this card. You can't go around it unless you have a card with serene either effect or artifact set on it. So you ain't got no choice but to attack this guy, so that way at least a couple of your cards are getting poisoned. It is what it is at that point. All right. Like I said, those are the cards I wanted to mention to you. Like I said, all of these cards have an elemental boost here, or elemental effect, as well as being golems when they fit the bill. This card is a cookie cutter for ranged allies or ranged cards. So most of this faction is melee, I believe. We have 2, 3, 4, 5 cards here that are ranged. Everything else is melee. So with this faction, he's not really the best. You need to have one of these 2 guys, and unfortunately they're legendary heroes. So I'm going to end the video here. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Go back and look at this great faction, and holler back at your boy. Peace.